It's been almost an hour since Richard left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened. But he hasn't. So all I can do is wait and wait. Any new dialogue? I'm waiting for Richard to contact me, but he hasn't. Seem too often to feel anything. I don't even remember. The flowers put me at ease just a little. Should I put a record on? No, it's too late for that. I'm not in the mood for music anyway. There's nothing on at this hour. I see no point in turning it on. Come to think of it, I never offered him any tea. Not that I ever learned how to make it. Lady doesn't even know how to make tea. Damn. It's probably gonna be like some bougie, intricate way to make tea, though not no regular tea bag in like a cup. Ticking seems so loud, it just goes to show how quiet it is. And your chandelier. My husband used to complain that it was too dark, but I rather liked the gloom. Okay, newspaper. It must have fallen off the chair. Read it. I only leave them in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. Okay, society articles. Looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it'd make my eyes water. Eventually, people started getting sick, and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then. Although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. If there's one thing Honjo never wants for, it's the horrific crimes. They found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. Hajime? A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. They haven't released the details yet. Probably won't. I don't know. I don't read the news. Oh, they haven't even done the autopsy. I don't read the news anymore. Not since last year. It brings back bad memories. Of course. Suicide at local high school? Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off a roof about a week ago. Oh, here we go. Sorry. She was bullied, I think. Or maybe it was something about exam pressure? Oh? What? But no, this can't be right. Her name. Michio Shiraishi from Komagata High School? It can't be. Michio Shiraishi, the same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping, committed suicide last week? But that means Mr. Jonoichi was terrified of someone who already died? Is that what he meant by a curse? I can't work this out on my own. Maybe Richard will know. Why won't he call? Oh, I haven't left it off the hook, have I? Economy articles. All sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. Now that the post-war boom has passed its peak, we're moving into the era of large corporations. It's about 220 to 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy. Okay, what the hell does this guy do with anything, man? Okay, life is going up for some people, that's good. Land prices are skyrocketing. I mean, it's gonna be Tokyo, so... People only dream of home ownership. Bruh, the dream is so much of a dream, can't even say the word. It's never in my mind. Home ownership? Psh, please. City center is going to be nothing but apartments before long. I'm not exactly a businesswoman, so this all feels like another world to me. Okay, culture articles. As everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all kinds of new diversions. Seems like only yesterday people were flocking to the arcades to shoot aliens. Now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Everyone's talking about superhero stories, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion, rock, and folk music was all the rage. But now it's all about city pop and idols. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. Here, the new big thing is some the delinquent birds. That's what Richard was talking about. Trends have short lives now. It's too old to keep up anymore. Young people are leading the way. Education articles. Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. The country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. No, you need connections. Unless you're the smartest nigga in the class, but you need connections. There's no bootstraps to pull up anymore. So bleak. Swear down though. Everything's shit. With more people in the running than ever, the competition to get into the universities has gotten fierce though. Yeah, and probably I'm done. I'm done. My jadedness, I'm done. New generation is rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. Yeah! I don't give a fuck about your little boy! Be bad! I don't want to read anymore. It only reminded me of him. That's sad still. But, whatever. Your son was, what, 7? 11? Still young. You don't even know the burn of society yet. I don't really watch much television. It feels as if all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box. Father stopped him from reporting on the kidnapping back when it happened. I'm glad about that. Less fuss. So they have newspapers about the television. As if not everyone has a television, because everyone does not have a television, because this is the older times. So they have to report on what's on TV. Comedy boom is over. The comedians are flocking to other genres. The occult scene is really popular at the moment. Okay. I'm waiting for Richard to contact me, but he hasn't. I've made sure the receiver is on the hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls. Oh. That must be him. Answer it. Hello, Shigema residence. Now it is 2 a.m. Komagata Bridge. Richard called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. There's something I need to tell you. Funny, I was thinking the same thing. Want to look at the surroundings? Or just talk? Just talk, bro. I'll go first. The lead that you have, bro, ain't even it, because she did. Something I need to tell you. What's up? Well, that girl, Michio Shiraishi, the one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, that's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? Student who committed suicide last week. That was her. I heard something like that happened. Never got the name though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get a lead only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Joe Noichi was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? It seems like we're back where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something, I'm sure of it. Look at his face, he's determined. At the very least, I'd put money on him having something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. I see. And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. In any case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. A hunch? More of a theory. Can I take a guess? What the fuck would I... Brother, just tell me, I don't know. I'm just an ordinary housewife. I'm not clever enough for all this. Are you sure? I'd had you down for sharper than that. That's flattering, but I'm afraid you're mistaken. Anyway, that's enough speculation for now. The truth will be out in time. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Jonochi. with Mr. Mr. Janochi. Janochi. Please go ahead. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries, looking for curse bearers, and I think I found a few candidates. First, a tall man I ran into in Kinshi Rodi Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. And he was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw in South Rodigesui Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. Gathering soul drugs, I'd bet. He'd make a good target. Next up is a pair, a young woman and man I saw around Ryogoku Bridge. This time, the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. Told him I didn't know what he was talking about. He backpedaled and left. Looks like they lurk around there often, looking for kindred spirits. Could be my guess. Though, it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering around soul drugs in a group might be a decent idea if we could make it work. But with things being how they are, it's gotta be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Last is 2 detectives I've been sniffing around. Okay. The police are involved? Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. The park has got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's got to be up. How do you even know where they're from? He knows Iryo. Let's just say that when you're in this business, there's some faces you get to know. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye. Found them all in so little time. I really did hire the best. Found the name, ma'am. Richard Kai, P.I. Now, wait. Make that Richard Kai investigator extraordinaire. An investigator extraordinaire. Is that why you keep dressed like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet. An investigator extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Well, that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising, am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there's still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. Think. Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. This is my only chance to bring back my son. I can't afford to fritter it away. Surroundings. On Komagata Bridge over the Sumida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night. It's a good bridge. He's gazing down at the water. What does he see down there, I wonder? Didn't you want to tell me something? I've already said everything I wanted to say. The Sumida River. The water is filthy and horrid, but at night, when it's still, it looks almost peaceful. Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home? I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. Right. Should have guessed. This is where they found him after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been. How cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then. and I prayed to the river to give him back, to give me back my son, day after day after day. You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world met the next. So, the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. That same place would later become Honjo. All their fear and revulsion accumulated here and took root. Or whatever. But then the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Meireki, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. And as it turned from farmland to a town, the people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore and stop it leaking through to our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too. So if I have this right, are you saying that the Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? That Honjo? Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the 7 mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot we're standing now, right over the water, the border between life and death. If there ever was a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. It's funny that you mentioned praying over to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking aloud, ma'am. Well, it's a nice thought. Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? Go ahead. It must have been 20 years now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy, and it stank. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. And one day, among all the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand. What? It was almost a miracle when you stop to think about it. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? And that although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have an identifiable scar? And that they could tell it'd been a murder from the blade marks on the bone? Wait. Are you talking about the Nejima murders? So you have heard of it. I'm impressed. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time? Wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. In law school with Erio. And Tsutsumi was a part of the investigation. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Fumichika Nejima. Now we have a thing of what he looks like. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just parting around me. Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to the sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. Sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny. Everyone figures the river's filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around there myself. That's right. which is why the riverbed is still the last place anybody would go looking. Or so was the killer's thinking, I suppose. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped a body up into tiny pieces and threw it in the river, it would rot quickly and discreetly, and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Are you saying what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after, Fumichika Nejima, the man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it. It couldn't have been his first time. And people began to wonder how many other girls he murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end, but the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? The same thought spread throughout everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least, that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting? Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason you would. Did his beauty mark switch sides, or am I going crazy? No, his beauty mark switch sides. What's happening, bruh? I guess it's just because they flipped his character, so he's on that side? Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nejima murders. Who is this guy? But how could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand. She already said that, didn't she? The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nejima to justice. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. The only time? What about you giving birth to your son? Getting married? Oh, it was an arranged marriage. But going through the turmoil of pregnancy and pushing a human being out of your body or letting someone cut you up to take it out? It's still very harrowing. It's a very prideful thing to live through that. Jesus. Your family sounds like shit. Huh? I guess it just wasn't the killer's day. Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. I'm sure he does. Buddy, you caught the killer. Buddy, Mans could have been free, bro. He shouldn't be free, but he could have. Something wrong? Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nejima murders. So it has. It's funny, everyone calls it murders, but he was only charged for one. Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's a precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Only if they're found to show remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right. I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation. Really? They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report in for regular checkups. To avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employees. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities, so they won't be recognized in the workplace. Is this you're wearing eyeliner? My. The way you put it, it's like you're saying Fumichika Nejima could be out on parole right now. Back in society under a new name with nobody any the wiser. Who could Nejima be now? Could be one of the high school workers? Because who's Jonochi? Or he could have already been out, it's been a year, and he's the one that kidnapped Shuichi. I don't know. Maybe not. Cause how you supposed to? Well, some people can, I guess. How are you supposed to manage kidnapping a child and watching over the kid for ransom and then having to report to your parole officer? But I don't know, man. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if it was Nejima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind. I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remember something too. What is it? I was passing Komagata High a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think. And I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Nejima. Buddy, ain't no way. How you, as a man with a criminal record, for killing one young woman, but obviously everybody knows multiple, be able to get a job at a high school area, in high school at all, around a school at all. Who are these? Who's running the school, bro? Oh? He looked a little different after 20 years. I'm sure he did. In the bin, he probably was doing some push-ups, lost some weight, lost some weight because there's nothing to eat there. I'm sure the food was shit. Much thinner than I remembered too. I told myself I was just seeing things. You should have moshed him up right then and there, girl. Called your friends up. All your police officer friends with guns. Yo, light this bruh. But you never know. It could be wrong. Perhaps it was him after all. Or maybe not. Maybe somebody else just really got his face. Yeah, Richard looking real confused. He said, this nigga is a janitor? Around children? This don't make no sense. So, what next? The big question now is what the rest of the Curse Bears are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think. I see. Alright. Hold on, bruh. Why is your beauty mark on the wrong side of your face, fam? Who are you? I'm scared. Now a woman goes, excuse me? Do I turn around? It's been a while since someone spooked me like that. Where did she come from? It's like she appeared out of nowhere. I didn't mean to startle you. I'm terribly sorry if I've gotten the wrong people, but should happen to be curse bearers? Curse bearers? What's that then? It means someone who's gathering souls for the Rite of Resurrection. You have heard of the Rite of Resurrection, haven't you? Everybody's talking about it. Calling me intrigued. Could you tell me more, miss? What's your name again? Oh, silly me. I'm Ayame Tono. University student Ayame Tono. Cute earrings. Look at her with the typical pretty well-mannered girl arm crossed, you know? Very nice stance. She says her name's Ayame. I guess she's around 20. She must be brave, walking around alone this late, or maybe there's more to it. Are you Susumi's daughter? I'm sorry, I don't know. I just don't know. She could be trouble. Yeah, she could be. Richard? Thoughts? I should ask her what her deal is. Oh, okay, you want to talk to her, okay? He's heading it well, but I can sense he's got his guard up. Could there be more to this girl than meets the eye? He already saw her. He knows her. There's more to the Rite of Resurrection than meets the eye, you see? So the best way to collect soul dregs is to kill other curse bearers. And that's about the size of it. I hope it wasn't too much to follow. No, I think I get the gist. A funny old world you live in, huh? So, are you saying you're one of those curse bearers? No, well, not quite. It's complicated. I'm not, but Yutaro is. Yutaro? Is that your boyfriend? Oh heavens no, just a friend. His full name is Yutaro Namegaki. We're, I suppose you could say, partners in crime. Funny way of putting it. Okay, about Yutaro. So where is this Yutaro now? Well, about that, he's not actually a curse bearer anymore. Huh, He's more like a former curse bearer. Former? How so? I don't really know the details myself, but apparently he lost his curse stone. Typical, right? He makes such a show of being a top student only to flunk where it counts. So, now I'm out here looking for curse bearers myself. If you want something done right. Ah, that must be it. She must be half of the young couple Richard mentioned. But she's a curse bearer herself, and her friend has lost his curse stone. Neither of them will be of use to me. Yeah, I don't even want to deal with you, bitch. I don't even want to deal with you, lady. Whatever. Continue the same. Why the hell did you approach us? He lost it? How did he do that? I wasn't with him at the time, so I don't know exactly what happened. All I know is that he came home, he came back, saying he didn't have it anymore. Although, well, strange that you'd probe into that of all things. I'm just a curious sort, that's all. Sorry if it's a touchy subject. Oh, I don't mind. I don't particularly care about keeping it a secret. I mean, it's something so precious, right? So, how the fuck? So anyway, mind if I ask why you thought I was a curse bearer? Oh, that! I'm terribly sorry I was so rude. No, she just talks to random people. I saw the two of you out late at night, and I suppose I made assumptions. Gotcha. Sorry if we gave you the wrong idea. Out of interest, what was your plan if we did turn out to be curse bearers? Great question, and the answer is... I was gonna ask you very nicely for your curse stones. And you thought that we'd give it to you? Just like that? Well, maybe not, but you know what they say, you never know until you ask. You must really love your boyfriend if you're willing to try something that risky. Not the boyfriend. But also, yeah, what are you doing things for a man for? Putting your life on the line for a man? Oh goodness no, we're just friends. Unless it's actually the other way around. Then no comment. Who run the world? Girls. My life doesn't revolve around him, you know? I hope that's really true, IMA, because you're looking really, really mediocre. I hope there's some character in your bones. I already know about the Red Resurrection. Anyway, you aren't curse bearer, so I'm just bothering you, and I please ignore me. Well, Richard, you heard the boss. Let's leave her alone, because I don't give a shit about this shorty. Oh my days, I have to talk to her. She has nothing to offer us. She has nothing. Unless she is a curse bearer, she's lying. Yutaro can be a bit irrational sometimes, so I have to keep a level head on my shoulders. Alright. So what are you trying to do with this Red Resurrection? Well, Yutaro has his own plan all laid out. I don't know if I can get behind it though. It seems, how do I put it, self-centered? I mean, if you've got a chance to resurrect the dead, it would be a waste not to use it on someone that really matters, right? So I was planning to steal his curse stone at the last second and use it for myself. Okay, I respect that. Who run the world? Girls. Well, until he lost it anyway. Damn. Oh, but don't tell you I was going to do that, okay? I don't think he'd be happy to hear it. Of course. Keeping secrets is my business. My, aren't you dashing? Hold on. Buddy, your beauty mark, it came back to the right side. I'm confused. Your beauty mark, bruh. So are you real? Yeah, I'm looking at him too. What the f- What's your beauty mark on that side again? I guess because he has to face her. But why didn't they just... Maybe they didn't have time. Oh goodness, they might not have time. You already know game development. This is real confusing to me. In the horror game, if my bro looks different, it's like phasmophobia, like, you're possessed. Whatever, I'm over it. Sounds like you really have your heart set on this right. What were you hoping to use it on? Do you promise you won't laugh? No, I can't promise that. I might laugh. Cross my heart. Richard, real guy, bro. Well then, let me tell you my master plan. Prepare to be amazed. I'm an art student, you see. Wood block prints are my specialty. Ukiyo-e in particular. Ukiyo-e, huh? You must be a cultured lady. Really? Do you think so? Everybody says it's a strange interest for a girl to have. Don't mind them, that's sexism. Girls can think of anything. You know, people often think of ukiyo-e as some inaccessible high-class art form, but that's actually totally untrue. Back in the Edo period, it was the art for the masses, amusement for the common people. So when you think about it, we feel exactly the same thrills from every brushstroke as they did back then. Isn't that fascinating? Very nice way to think of it. Yeah, I guess. And as far as I'm concerned, the undisputed king of ukiyo-e is the one and only Hokusai. Have you heard of him? Sure I have, he's famous. Didn't he live somewhere around here, back in the Edo period? That's right. You're just as knowledgeable as you look. His 36 views of Mount Fuji are so iconic. They're the only works of his most people know. But Hokusai was so much more than just mountains and waves. That's only the teeny tiny tip of a veritable iceberg of work. I've gotta admit, I only really know him from those landscapes myself. Oh, don't worry about it. Anyone can learn. When Hokusai died at the age of 90, he left behind over 30,000 drawings. That's multiple drawings a day for 80 years. Amazing, right? So he kept on drawing right up until his old age, huh? Impressive. It's very impressive that he still has that wrist strength and fine motor skills. Very nice. Very nice, very nice. Damn. But even in his final years, he was never satisfied with his own work. His dying words were, "Should heaven afford me but 5 more years, I shall finally become a true artist." Even on his deathbed, he still thought he had more to learn. He was already the greatest painter and artist of his era. Who knows what he could have done with more time? Ayame, you cannot bring that man back to life. Because he's going to die seconds after. He's old and 90 years old. He died of old age or an illness. Well, that's what I want to find out. Honestly though, she can have it though still. She can have it, because whatever. An old man finna die anyways. How much trouble could the old man be if he gets resurrected? So far, Harue, number 1. Ogopogo, number 2. This old, what's his name again? The artist? Whatever. Respect to him, but I can't remember. Hokusai, third on the list, bro, because this shit's harmless. Whatever, okay? Hold on, are you saying... Besides, he always said he wanted to move out of 100 houses, but he only made it to 93. Isn't that just tragic? No. Nuh-uh. No way this is going where I think it's going. Imagine the masterpieces he could create with modern techniques. I feel all dizzy just thinking about it. I bet he's going to hate them. He's not gonna do that. He just wants to stick to his old shit. You gotta be kidding me. So if I understand correctly, you want to use the Red Resurrection to... Harue's gonna be... She's gonna be looking at this shorty like, you are wasting time and lives for this, and I'm over here and I want to bring my son back to life? Girl, if you don't get a job to go pay for your frivolities as you study school, go to school, maybe I need to go back. No, I'm kidding, I'd never go back. You have to kill me. Make me go back. That's right, I want to bring Hokusai back to life. Well, that's certainly a novel idea. Look at her. Just look at this shirt. Yo, how do I look at her? Crit! Huh? That's what she'd use it on? What a waste. Oh gosh, is that the time? I should be going. It's 2 a.m. right now. Is it 2:30 now? I need to get my hands on a curse bear before daybreak. Sorry for flagging you down out of the blue like that. Best of luck. Or she's just lying. It could be all lies out of her mouth, too. Well, there she goes. At least they all look perplexed. Lord have mercy. Recently, Ayame has figured out that older men will fall for her if she acts a little bit stupid. Hey, Ayame, I respect the grind. I respect the grind. She's making the best of the recent boom in the popularity of female university students. Yes, sir. Get that money up. Get that money up, bruh. Get that money up. She was also approached by Yutaro Namagaki in town, and, although she was not attracted to him, agreed to date him because his family seemed rich. Absolutely, Ayame. You're a soldier, bro. Absolutely. However, she does not think much of him as a human being, and is beginning to grow bored of their relationship. Yes, so, Ayame. Yes, so. Yes, so. Well, there goes trouble. If we're going after curse stones, we should keep an eye on her. 2, if we can. Why do you say that? Before she left, she wished us best of luck. She's got at least an inkling that we're curse bearers. My. There's a good chance we'll clash sooner or later. We're after the same thing after all. You head on back to the mansion, ma'am. I think I'll tail her for a while. Okay, it's still richer. They just flipped the character. So you're not gonna walk me back home? I wanna blow it! Alright. Yeah, you're cooked. Harue received multiple reports about suspected curse bearers. Although concerned about Ayame Tono, who's apparently also after curse stone, she entrusted Richard to continue his investigation. Now it's 3 a.m. 2 more hours until sunrise. Can you make it through the night? No Shogo? Back here again. Oh, if I look at the chart, I left Richard to continue looking for curse bearers, and came home alone. Will this really be enough to gather the soul dregs I need? What if nobody uses any more curses? I'll lose my chance to bring him back. Honestly, every time I choose think for her, I'm so scared she's gonna take over and just start running outside and doing something irrational because of the killing urge from the curse stone. Oh, another birdie! Cute? I can hear the wind rustling the trees. The old Shigima mansion. We rebuilt it here after the Great Kanto earthquake. It's always stayed the same all these years. Even the war didn't touch it. I never liked it growing up. I always wanted to live somewhere more modern. Why is this reminding me of The Ring? Now a dynasty of police officials. Why can't you even wait here? I guess to look at all the other stuff. Go inside, go home. You didn't leave any lights on? Whoa, that's it? Complete the Harue branch of chapter 1. This is the same time as Richard contacting Shogo, or he never sees Shogo at all. Still can't play this part. Okay. Now we're going to Yako Sakazaki. She searches for the rite of resurrection, hoping to revive her friend who jumped to her death. To get the information she needs, she meets with her classmate Mio Kurosuzu in their classroom at midnight to attempt using a spirit. Oh my god, these girls are using a Ouija board or whatever this thing is.